Hey strangers, I'm in a car. Lero's taking me to the train station. Hey, Lero's back.
Woo! And now I'm in the hostel, and that was a fail because I was trying to make a very cool thingy where you saw me flying. But that's it. I'm in my hostel in Prague. I'm now walking out, and this is day one of Prancing through Prague.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Prancing through Prague. This is indeed a pretty place, but I still have a long way to go. There are considerably much less tourists here than there were in Rome, so it's much more awkward to be with the camera on my face. The truth is, I just lost my nerves, and I'm looking for any way to get out of that. So, in these first day and a half, I'm gonna try to get my nerve back to talk to a camera in public and not give a shit. So, this is important. Commencing now. I tweeted at Maddie. I didn't get an answer yet, but it is pretty early still. I mean, if they went out last night or something, which they probably did because it was James' birthday, so they're probably still asleep. Oh wait, we'll see what happens. Maybe tonight we'll go drink or something. I'm only just getting accustomed to the idea that I'm on vacation and I'm in Prague. And I've never been to Prague, so this is awesome. In less than 2 hours, there will be a free walking tour that I'll be going to. I'm starting to notice all the big differences between roaming in Rome and prancing through Prague. Rome is like a big museum. It's very visual. You can show a lot of really awesome things in Rome. Prague, and I'm only saying this from the 3 hours I've been here, is very quaint. There's something in the atmosphere that is really cool, but you can't really show it in camera. But I'll do my best to. Why was roaming in Rome so awesome and prancing in Prague is so bad? Prancing through Prague is gonna be just as awesome. Anyway, I'm at the square. The old town square. I'm here an hour and a half before the free walk tour thingy, so I'm gonna go eat something. Everything here is so cheap. So damn cheap. Their money is worth less than my money. That is so freaky. I got it wrong twice so far, but now I have it right. This is the old town square. Berman guy's awesome. It's free walking tour.
What? And since I'll be the guide today, I think it's only fair that I start the tour by telling you a few words about myself. So here goes. I was born in 1989. A very good year in my opinion, and not just because I was born. There's more to it, trust me. He was a Roman Catholic priest in the 15th century, and he had three main problems with the Catholic Church. His problem number one was that he felt that Latin was very much overrated. He wanted to speak in a language the people would actually understand, in Czech. His idea number two was that he felt that during communion everybody should be able to get the wine, the blood of Christ, and only the bread, the body of Christ for the common people. And his idea number three, the most important one of all, was he believed it was completely unfair that at that time, in the 15th century, rich people could buy forgiveness for their sins with money. Not only that, you could actually buy forgiveness in advance. You will not believe this, but I have this feeling I might commit a few sins this weekend. You don't really want to know how I know this. But here's 50 groschen, and that should cover it. They voted this club the single most disappointing tourist site in the world. It managed to beat Stonehenge, which was a very personal disappointment for me. 11 functions on one dial that's 6 centuries old. That's quite something, but there's more. If you're interested in how you can actually tell the time from this clock, it's fairly simple. You look at the dial. That's not all. You gaze deeply into the dial, and you feel the dial gaze back into you. You ponder your own mortality, you think about the vast infiniteness of the universe, and you will feel that your view raises up towards the sky. Higher, higher and higher. And then you notice there's a regular clock face at the top of this clock tower, and you use that one instead.
So we're in our walking tour. People walking. Tour guide is so much more interesting than I am. Awesome shit. The regular building. Whoop. Look at that. I didn't realize how much Czech history stuff is so near to now. I mean, I knew that about Berlin. You know, every time we go to Berlin, you can always see how new everything is developing right in front of you. And I didn't realize how much it was the same over here. I mean, our tour guide is actually a Czech guy, and he has some awesome stories to tell from his parents, grandparents, himself. It's heavy shit, and it's awesome.
The Republic Square. Of the three reasons why the Republic Square is important, one could be immediately obvious when you come in here if you're into architecture a little bit. Because looking around you, you'll see that basically no two buildings around us are built in the same architectural style. And that's it about Prague. I mean, we've got this style right here, Neo-Gothic. The building next to it, Art Nouveau. That theater over there, that's Empire. This bank, Neoclassical. That bank, Functionalist. And that's it about Prague. All these different styles mixed and matched. And surprisingly, they usually work together pretty well. The Church of St. James.
Damn, Christians, you make some wicked ass building things. Damn.
Inside Jewish Quarter. And we're gonna start with that building right there. If you only took one quick glance at this building, you'd think that it's a mosque, because in many ways it looks like one. But then you take a close look and you see the Stars of David, you see the Ten Commandments, so it becomes obvious that this is a synagogue. So why does it look kind of like a mosque? There's actually a very good reason for this. It's called the Spanish synagogue, built in the 19th century in the so-called Moorish style of architecture. And it's a testament to a very different time. You see, in the Middle Ages, in today's Spain, there was a Muslim kingdom called Al-Andalus. And what often happened in Europe and even in Spain was that Jewish people were forced to leave their homes. And often they had nowhere else to go but this Muslim kingdom, Al-Andalus. And when they arrived there, they were very surprised to find that they were not only accepted, not only tolerated, they were accepted and treated as equals. They called this the Golden Age. And that's what the synagogue with its design commemorates, this period of understanding between the two cultures. They don't really see eye to eye on things today, but it wasn't always like that. Cathedral, it's very Gothic, you can tell. The spiked towers, very Gothic looking. But going right from the St. Vitus Cathedral, you can see there's a small square tower there with an orange roof. You see the small square tower? It's called the Black Tower. It might not be black at all, but we like the name. And that is the easternmost point of the Prague Castle. And going left from the St. Vitus Cathedral, you'll be able to see there's a flag holding a flag flying against the grey sky. Can you see it there? That flag is the westernmost point of the Prague Castle. Everything in between.
That was the end of the walking tour, and I'm on my way back to the hostel because it's freaking cold. And hey, look, here's the Charles Bridge. Well, that's that. And while I'm walking back to my hostel, Gothic architecture, Gothic architecture. Just walking by some Gothic architecture. Or is that Neo-Gothic? I think it's Gothic. I never really get to know the difference between, the Neo and the regular one. My sister says that the Neo is disgusting and icky, and the real one is beautiful and awesome. But I can't really see the difference. Still no answer from Phil, Maddie, or James. I hope they do answer, because I was really hoping to catch some beers with them before they go off to Dublin. If I'll do anything crazy tonight, I'll just add it to day 2. It's not it for today. It will be it for today when I get back to my hostel. For instance, we'll stop for a second to see a Czech flag, which is actually also a sandbox with brooms and stuff for kids to play in and artists to, look at that, a big brush. This is cool. This is awesome. I like this idea. When I saw Phil's vloggy of his meetup in Prague, I could see that he was cold, but I mean, he's from LA, so I was like, yeah, he'll get cold from anything, but it's freaking cold, man. I just really want to get back to my hostel, cuddle up under something. So now we're gonna end it off. Thanks for watching the first day of prancing through Prague. Have an awesome life. La di da di da di da di da di da. Prancing through Prague.